Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Michaela and I'm going to do with you today a new pattern. They are some bottoms which I'm making for my pole dance collection. I think I'm going to call them Kimberly. I'm going to present you the parts, the pieces. So I've got here, that's my front piece, and that's the lining of the front piece, and here I've got the back piece, the back pieces, sorry, and the lining for them. Like, it has like a thong version. This is a thong version. There will be no other version since this is made with this mesh coming, and this mesh is actually going to come like a little skirt afterwards over like this, and it's gonna go all around, and it's gonna have this beautiful skirt all around, and it's going to come back. So it's kind of like a combination between a skirt and bottoms. So I've got here, obviously this is my mesh which I've cut. It's all in one piece, it's cut on fold. So first thing I'm going to start actually is I'm going to do the edge for my mesh. I have here my home serger, and I'm going to let you know the configuration. So I have a little more tension on my thread on the right side, and then I've got the highest stitch width, and here for the stitch length I have it really on the smallest, and I will actually raise a little bit the differential feed. I do not want to really ruffle it, like I don't want to do really a lettuce edge, maybe just tiny bit. So I'm going to test it to see whether I'm going to like it. So I'm going to move a little bit. So as you can see, I'm not really doing a lettuce edge. I am not pulling or anything like that. I am just simply guiding it. And yeah, I forgot to tell you, I do have the knife disengaged. So you see it's going to like kind of like ruffle a little bit, but I don't want it to be too much. So I'm going to keep the same probably the same differential feed, right? I'm going to put it on neutral on 1. Let me see. Yeah, it's still going to kind of like twist a little bit, because I just simply think that maybe my stitch length is a little tiny, but I wanted to cover really good everything. And I'm going to adjust a little bit the tension. So I'm going to do all around off camera, right? Once I'm done, I'll come back and I'll show you the next steps. Okay, so I've got here my mesh part all serged. Obviously it's on the bottom side, so for the moment I'm going to put it aside, right? And the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to work on the back piece of the bottom. So what I'm going to do it, I'm going to fold place on top facing the right side together of the fabric, and I'm going to practically serge the center of the bottoms. So I'm going to pin, and I am going to, if you watched any of my videos before, I'm going to bust stitch. Like I said, I think bust stitching is like really important. So I'm going to do the same thing for the lining and the lycra. Obviously, I would say really the lining does not need bust stitching, at least my lining right now. It feels very unslidable. I don't know if this is a great word. So it doesn't slide, so that's, I think, very good. So I am going to pin, and then immediately I'm going to serge, but with the lycra I am actually going to bust stitch. So actually a bust stitching is really just a straight stitch with the highest stitch length, and its only role is to keep the two fabrics together without sliding for when it's serged. If you do not have a serger, you can always use your zigzag stitch at your normal sewing machine. I did this before, obviously before having the sergers. I did it before, and I used a stitch length 3, stitch width 3. I kept it easy. So now I am going to bust stitch this piece. I make sure that my stitch length is on highest, and I am going to place the fabric and I try to go as close as possible to my edge. And next I'm going to do these little cuts into the stitch, right, so it allows stretch afterwards. Nevertheless, I'm serging over it, so that will do. Okay, so now I'm going to my serger, and I'm just literally going to serge over it. It's actually a very quick step since I've already bust stitched it. And yes, you do not need to add any elastic whatsoever. I'm going to do this the same for the lining, right? Okay, so now I have the lining serged, the main fabric serged, and then we're going to start with the construction. Okay, so next up what we are going to do, actually I've placed my lycra back piece on top of my lining back piece, and the only thing I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pin all along like this, and the leg openings as well, and I am going to do a bust stitch to secure the two layers of fabric together for when I'm attaching the mesh, right? I'll be obviously doing this off camera since it's just a bust stitch and I don't want to take it too long, right? So like I said, leg openings and upper part as well. And I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing for my front piece, right? Front piece is actually only one-sided, right? And of course is one piece, and of course I'm going to place it on top of my lining, and I will do the bust stitching, leg openings, and the upper part. We're not gonna stitch them together just yet. First we are doing the bust stitching and adding the mesh to the back piece. Okay, so I'll be doing this off camera. Once I'm ready, I'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, so I've done the bust stitching on both of my front piece as on my back piece, and now we are going to attach the mesh to the back piece, right? And I am going to place, so if you have a obviously a mesh which has a good side and a bad side, let's call it like that, right? A wrong side, I'm going to place facing together. So I'm going to pin starting from the bottom, and I'm going to go all along the leg opening, right? So it's very important that you're not pulling neither fabrics, neither the mesh nor the lycra, right? And then you will have to go all along and repeat the same steps. Once you're done with one side, right, you're going to repeat same steps on the other side. You're doing just a bust stitch from down till up, right? So just a straight stitch, and then I will show you how we're going to top stitch. You do not need to add elastic. You're doing the bust stitching, and then we're gonna serge and cover stitch or top stitch with your zigzag stitch. Okay, so I went ahead and I've done already the serging just over the bust stitching, right, exactly like I told you. And the next step will be top stitching, but I'm going to continue with the front piece as well, and I am going to apply elastic to this part, and I'm going to apply the elastic on the lining side, right? I'm using rubber elastic, right? And when I'm going to put it, I'm gently pulling the elastic, so I'm going to create a small crease, so when I'm top stitching I don't get any waving of my fabric. So it's just a little bit pulling. And I just wanted to show you the creasing is just a little bit, not too much. And now I'm going to prepare my cover stitch for the top stitching. Okay, so I'm taking everything to my cover stitch, right? If you do not have a cover stitch, you can use your zigzag stitch on your normal sewing machine, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to practically just fold the seam towards the inside, right? And I'm going to lift the foot, place the fabric underneath, and I make sure that the seam is always on the inside. So So it's actually the only reason why I'm top stitching is so the seam is not visual, right? And I'm in the same time making sure that I am not getting any extra fabrics on the sides, and that will be already one side. I will do the other one off camera, obviously. And for the front, I am folding it inside like this, and the same, I'm lifting my foot and I fold the edge towards the inside, and I'm not pulling anything whatsoever. That will be one side. I will do the other side as well off camera. Once I'm done, I show you how to connect everything together. Okay, so I've got here all the pieces prepared, right? And I've marked on my bottoms where the two pieces come on top of each other, right? The front piece with the back piece. So I've got here the back piece, and I've got my front piece, and actually the front piece will go inside just like that. So we are lining obviously the linings together, so lining with lining and lycra with lycra, and I am going to be matching these two parts like this. And I'm going to pin from this all along, so the mesh will come over the front piece all along, and it will match perfectly with your front piece, so it will come like a skirt. So I'm doing this. I'm doing first the bust stitching, so I'm going to hold the all the fabrics together when I will attach the waistband, right? And once I'm done, I will be actually matching my my front piece with the back piece, right? And I'm going to do a straight stitch over it, right? And I've got here my waistband, and I'm going to fold it on in two, just like you see, facing right side of the fabric together. And I'm going to stitch the side, so I'm gonna get a continuous circle, and once I'm done, I will be folding it in two like this, and I'm going to do a bust stitching all over the waistband. So I'm securing the two layers together for when I'm going to attach the skirt. So once again, what I'm going to do right now, I am going to do a bust stitch all along the upper part of the bottoms, right? The front will have here like this already the skirt, and the bottoms have already this piece. So I'm just doing the bust stitching all along to kind of secure the two parts together, and I'm going to do a straight stitch matching right sides together for my front and back piece and the crotch area, and as well bust stitching all around my waistband. A lot of things to do. Okay, so I've got here my skirt prepared already. Well, my bottom skirt, I don't know how you want to call it, prepared for the band. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to slide over the waistband over my bottoms, and I'm going to match first the side from here. I usually bust stitch, but I don't think it's really necessarily right now, since I have all my layers of fabric ready. I just will go over, and please remember that the waistband is a little bit smaller than your bottoms, so you'll have to slightly pull the waistband when you're serging or stitching, right, to make sure that it's matching perfectly. This is really actually the last step doing it, and I want to make sure that I'm really covering everything, all the layers. I did rush a little bit, so I hope I covered well the layer. Yeah, I didn't, so I'll have to pick up a little bit this these little threads over here from the bust stitching, but overall the bottoms are ready and they look so cute, and it's like a nice skirt. I really love it. I hope you enjoy it, and if you have any questions, please feel free to write me, and if not, happy sewing.